things that have happened in 2025 in the big bad world of golf, and get each other's thoughts on some of the things that were good and not so good, and that we enjoyed following this year in the golf world. In preparation for our annual top 10 Fairways Magazine top 10 event, top 10 stories of the year in Utah golf. That will be our show next week. We will be together with Randy Dodson, Kurt Craigthorpe, and Wesley Ruff, and going over the top 10 stories of the year in Utah golf. That'll be next week's show. We do want to note before we go into our little conversation here, Jan, that we are powered, of course, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. And just the whole T-Box experience is so remarkable. And actually, I had a really great T-Box experience earlier this week. I did the assessment with Mitchell Cook up at the Centerville T-Box, and we're going to have Mitchell on the show at 8:30. We're going to talk with him about that whole experience, and I think everybody will find that interesting and I hope inspiring for people who need to get their bodies better, and that's me. That is absolutely me.
I think it's everybody. Everybody can always get themselves in a better position to play better. I mean, anything you can add to that. I mean, I was watching Golf Channel yesterday, and I can't believe how many golf, what would you call it, paraphernalia that's out there that's supposed to help you swing better. I saw something yesterday that has all these sticks that poke out, and then you're not supposed to hit the sticks, but all these sticks are pointed at you, and it's like, how can people? I don't get it. That's why you should get a good PGA golf coach.
Yeah, you need a coach. Absolutely.
Not tools, a coach.
A coach. Yeah. Who will use the tools and use them right.
Yes.
This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com. You can go to slcgolf.com and get a 10% bump on gift cards from now until the 24th of December. That's Christmas Eve. So last-minute stocking stuffers, a digital gift card, works for folks like me.
Please, thank you.
And anyway, slcgolf.com. Be sure you check them out. Okay, Jan. Let's play some thumbs up, thumbs down on the year that was in 2025. Okay, I'm going to throw you something that happened in 2025, and you give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to take easy, low-hanging fruit.
Okay. Get the hard ones later.
Keegan Bradley.
Thumbs down.
Tell me why.
Can I give a thumbs up at first and then a thumbs down? Because in the initial phase of it, when he made the decision not to play and to be the captain, I gave him mad props. I thought that takes a lot of chutzpah to take yourself out of that situation and make sure that you're there for the team. So
totally agree. It was the right call. I think he should have made the call months before he
exactly.
Did.
I don't know what was
table.
the drama all about.
Yeah,
we didn't need that.
You're the captain. Nobody else is the captain.
Yeah.
Be the captain.
Exactly.
Remove that from the jump. He didn't do it.
But his decision making at the tournament is the problem.
Yeah.
And you have the same problem I do.
Yep.
You made a mistake, then you came back the next day and made the exact same mistake. Exactly.
You're talking about the Harris English Colin Morikawa pairing. That Golf Data, which I love, Golf Data, folks. If you've not dived into Golf Data yet, get yourself something good to drink. Sit down where you got some time to do it. Dive in. It is.
No, you mean make sure heaven. You don't have anything to do, because once you start,
you can't leave.
Stop.
Yeah. I agree with you on that take, Jan. It is so frustrating, and I think there is a larger systemic organizational problem. The PGA of America that owns and runs the Ryder Cup, the American side of the Ryder Cup. I admire, I respect the PGA of America. Yeah. Candidly, if I had one big do-over in my life when I was coming out of college, I would have gone that path and been a PGA of America member. But PGA of America does not dedicate a full-time, year-round, professional office to running the Ryder Cup. I think it is a huge organizational mistake, and I think we see the results of that. The whole Keegan Bradley thing had so much potential upside.
Yes.
None of it was realized.
No, and it's just, I hate to say it, it's unacceptable.
That's frustrating. Okay, give me one.
Let's give me oh gosh, I can't give you one. That's not fair. I thought you had them all.
No, I said we were going to go back and forth. Okay, I'll give you one so
okay.
you have time to think about it. Okay. Let's go with U.S. Open, men's U.S. Open. Thumbs up, thumbs down for how that all ran out.
Thumbs up.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, simply because there was no drama.
There wasn't drama.
Well,
there was great drama.
I mean,
loved
not
it.
drama in terms of. I guess we think of drama in different ways. But,
Okay.
But I did love it. I think it went on. I think it was very exciting, and JJ Spawn was the winner of that.
Right.
And it just, I really enjoyed it.
The way he won.
And the way that he did it. Yeah. In the way that he did it. Although this was the one where he didn't really thank his wife.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah, you remember that?
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
He made mention of her. Is it a different one?
No, you're thinking about Rory when he won the Masters.
No.
Because he hardly mentioned her. He talked to Poppy, to his daughter.
Yeah,
and
no.
mentioned
JJ
Erica.
Spawn did it too.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw it.
Now there is one thing about JJ closing out the U.S. Open. We're at Oakmont, of course, absolutely the top tier of golf venues in the world. And storied, historic, just an amazing place. 17 at Oakmont, an uphill gettable par 4 with a narrow little opening in front of the green. You can knock the ball on the green in one on that hole with a great drive. You can also put yourself in a place where you're working for a 5. But the JJ hit a great drive, 2-putted for a birdie there, and Now, he made the 62-foot putt on 18 on the 72nd hole, and people will rightly, understandably remember that because it closed the deal. But that tee shot that he hit on 17 on the 71st hole to give himself a 2-putt birdie to go into 18 one up, that tee shot was nails.
Yes,
baby.
it was
so good.
It was
love that.
It was just it was just such a well-played tournament, and it just felt as though it was his turn. He deserved it, and that was
great.
Went
out and won the thing.
Yeah.
I loved the U.S. Open this year. Okay, give me one, Jen.
I'm gonna go with. Well,
you got something?
I'm looking at.
Okay.
I'm looking at.
2025 events, Jan. Something that caught your mind, caught your eye.
I guess maybe the John Deere. I chose the John Deere. I chose the John Deere only because of Brian Campbell. I like the Brian Campbell little story since it didn't. He's played here. He played for a long time, and it was his turn. And I think it's just fun to see players that. We love all the Scotty Schefflers and we love all the big names and things like that. But every once in a while, it's nice to get a name that isn't that works really hard, that you don't hear very often, that made it.
Okay, I'm gonna take your question and turn it slightly, to just Brian Campbell, bigger, more general. Great story. And part of his story in 2025 is when he's when he was in the playoff, and now he surprised me with this one, which is fine, which is good. But he hit a ball into the trees. I believe this was in Mexico. In a playoff, just slapped it so stupid right, way out of bounds, way in the trees, and it bounces out of the jungle back onto the fairway. He ends up winning the playoff on a bounce.
Yeah.
But so that was really cool.
Is that the rather be lucky than good?
Well, okay, you got to be good to be in a situation for luck to matter.
Yes.
But that was stone cold lucky.
And he also won. He won 2 tournaments last year.
Yeah,
so
won 2 tournaments. So the John Deere, and then this other one that he got that he won off the bounce. So the bigger story is just Brian Campbell, and I agree with you. He's a great story. He's a stick it out, grind it out, gut it out story.
And then Okay, let me throw another one to you.
Okay, please.
Masters.
Okay, that is my highlight of the year.
Okay, I agree.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and Rory tried so hard to throw that away. Cannot comprehend the 7 he made on 13. Where in the world did that wedge shot come from? That he's standing there with he's got to have a lob wedge. Probably had. Now most of the European players and Rory as well, they go 54, 58. He's standing there with his 58 in his hand. He's got a 60, 70-yard shot, and he hits it so far offline. You have the whole left side of the green available to him on that shot on 13, and he hits it right, and he hits it into Rays Creek. Cannot comprehend that shot, except that missing wedge shots has always been Rory McIlroy's kryptonite. He has always been tight with his wedge shots. Not always. I mean, he's won everything. He's one of the greatest players of all time. But when he misses, that's his miss. And so his miss cropped up and jabbed him there. Okay, but he turns right around, plays 14, goes to 15. His drive is left on 15, and he hits the shot of the year, the greatest shot of the year of 2025. 7-iron for his second shot on 15. He moves it right to left around the tree, carries the water, hits it onto the green on 15, and now he doesn't make the eagle putt. He makes 4. Goes on from there, but that hooked second shot, that hooked 7-iron on 15. Greatest shot of the year. I think it'll go down as in the conversation of great shots of all time.
Okay.
And
did you know at that moment?
Yes.
Was that the moment you knew he was going to win?
No.
I want to know when the moment was that you knew he was going to win.
When he had to get past 17.
Yeah.
17 has 17 is sometimes viewed as a benign hole, but it is a hole where traditionally the tournament has been thrown away. Now, he's already past 12, and 12 is the turning point of Sunday at Augusta. But he had to get past 17. But, keep in mind, he was in a playoff. Justin Rose nearly won this thing. And but Rory pulled it off, of course, completed the career Grand Slam. And then that moment, there were several photos of the moment when Rory collapsed on the green on 18, and he was kneeling with his head down on the green in a fetal position, on his knees, but a fetal position. And there were several photographs, but there was one of that moment that was taken from a little bit of a higher vantage, might have been a drone, and it was slightly down the fairway, so you had the whole crowd surrounding the green included in the picture, and Rory kneeling on the green in absolute relief and release.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the moment of the year in 2025.
I 100% agree, because everybody was invested.
Oh.
I mean, it was on TV. It was on every TV everywhere you went. If you went to the mall, it was on. If you went to get your hair cut, it was on. If you went to a restaurant, it was on. If you're in your car, you're listening to it. It was on. Everybody was watching. Yeah. And that moment of release, I think all of us felt relieved, because we were just so invested in this all day long and for the whole weekend. And then it just comes to the culmination of everything. It just all comes to a head, and it's like, and then it was good. It happened. Now the hard part is when you get all that anticipation and all that all the way to the end, and it doesn't happen. But this time it did happen, and it happened to somebody who really deserved it. And it just, and then when you look at the players, you start looking at the other tournaments that he won, and then, or especially the players prior to Masters, and it's like you started thinking, could this be his year? Could this be the year for Rory McIlroy? And it was just amazing.
Wow, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, those are some of the highlights. We could do this for a long time, but it's
Wait,
fun to do it for a minute.
Well, we should do the Bank of Utah Championship at least.
Okay, thumbs up, Jan. Thumbs down.
Up. I think it was a thumbs up.
I agree. Tell me what you're thinking.
I think that it's put on really, really well. I think that the addition of the Bank of Utah to the championship just took it up to another level.
No question.
And I think that it's making its mark. It's starting to get comfortable on the PGA Tour. This championship, and I love the idea that the winners we get are become ours. They become UPOTs.
Yeah.
And they become, somebody that we want to follow, and that's exactly what we're doing. I hope everybody's following Michael Brennan right now and Charlie Hull.
I was gonna say you've got to talk about Michael Brennan. I think this player will stick. I think he is the real thing, and he exploded onto the scene with his win at the Bank of Utah at Black Desert. He had obviously. For the golf geeks who are watching, he was on the radar going in, but he laid it down, and this is a player you must watch. Now, we want to talk about what he's doing together with Charlie Hull, and both of these guys are Black Desert connected, so this is Team Black Desert.
Yes. Which also means UPOT.
Honorary UPOT. Honorary yes. UPOT. Yeah. So let's move on forward. Let's do ourselves UPOT update. The UPOT update brought to us by our good friends at Scott Golf. Check them out, scottgolf.com. These Utah clubs are so sweet. They feel so nice. I've got them in my bag. I love my Scott clubs.
I have mine. I love them. Yeah. They're fantastic. Everyone should give them a go. All
Jan,
right, here we go.
Talk to us about some UPOTs.
Here we go. Well, Charlie Hull, as we mentioned, and Michael Brennan are honorary UPOTs here in Utah. And so they are at the Grant Thornton, and they are currently sitting T1 minus 17 on a first round 55. This is also a tournament record. They tied with, oh my gosh, it just escaped me. I can see his face. Wyndham Clark and
Lexi Thompson.
So that was good. So, but here's the fun thing. I don't know if anyone was watching, but they show the scorecard, and when you look at it, your mind is blown.
Yeah.
There were 2 eagles, 2 pars, 14 birdies. And
I know, right?
There were like 12. I think there was 11 or 12. The record was broken. It was 10 in a row. Now it's like 12 birdies in a row. But these cards are just circle. So it's kind of fun.
It is fun. Now, we should note the format.
Yes, yesterday was a scramble. Yesterday was a scramble.
So
today
they got 2 looks at everything.
Yeah. And then today is a foursome.
Alternate shot.
Yes,
today will be harder.
Yes. And then the final day, I can't remember what it is.
4-ball or best ball. So
it'll be
play out your own
ball. So these
ball.
scores are going to be, because they're not like you and me playing in a scramble.
No,
let's be honest. So
well, there's nothing.
When they get a second look at it, it's lights out.
Yeah.
So okay, and we're going to move to Q School.
Wait, before we move on,
okay.
Tony and
I'm sorry.
Leela Vu are in the Grant Thornton as well. How are they doing?
They are currently sitting T10 minus 11, 61.
Okay. 61 is kind of mid-pack.
Yeah, so, I mean they have time. I mean,
we'll be cheering on. Tony.
It sure is fun to watch if you guys are watching it. So, Q School final stage. Zach Blair is currently sitting at T50 minus 1. He sits even at 139 on round of 69 and 70. Danny Summerhays also sits T91 plus 1, 141 on rounds of 68 and 73. Peter Quest, T66, sits even at 140 on rounds of 70 and 70. So, Paul, as we know, the top 5 get their PGA Tour card.
Mm-hmm.
And the next 6 to 45 get Korn Ferry full status, and then the remaining get conditional Korn Ferry status for 2026.
So the thing to note here is that Zach and Danny and Peter all are playing with house money.
Yes.
This is a 100% upgrade, no fallback situation. There's no downside for playing this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They each of them has status of some kind. Danny and Peter each have Korn Ferry status. Zach has conditional PGA Tour status, which gives him also Korn Ferry status. They all have a place to play next year. Each of them is in this field shooting for that top 5.
Yep.
They think, okay, I go in there, I have a hot week, I get a tour card. They've both got, all 3 of them have a long way to go.
Yeah.
They have not capitalized on the first 36 holes in the way they need to, but we've seen bigger comebacks over the final 36. It'll be interesting to watch it play out. But the point here is house money, all upside, no downside. Roll your, play, hit your shots and take your chances, see how it goes. But it's kind of fun to watch.
Well, kind of the other interesting thing to it is some of the players that are currently at Q School.
Oh, I know, absolutely.
Adam Hadwin,
Camilo
Villegas.
Yeah. Villegas, a 5-time winner on the PGA Tour.
You're just like, what?
and his news conference is great. He's saying, hey, I've done some things.
Yeah.
They don't matter.
Yep.
I have played myself out of status. I need to get status back. I'm here to get status. And anything I've done in the past does not matter. I have
mad respect for that.
No, I do too. Absolutely. Yep. And that's why I say it.
Yep.
And especially when you look at the arc of this man's life, Villegas is, I think, a really good soul, a really good man. And what he and his wife had to endure with their toddler daughter dying, succumbing to a brain tumor, and what that takes from your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow
he's still
back on his feet.
Yeah.
And is out there trying to do this. I have immense respect for this man.
Yeah, what a great guy.
Yeah, what a great guy. We need to talk about last week on the Q School, just to put a bow on something we didn't get to last week. The stage 2 of Q School, there were 6 Utah players trying to get to this final stage. Rhett Rasmussen came within 1 shot. Wow. 1 shot at the second stage down in Arizona. He shot a final round, a round 4 65 that featured a back 9 30. His final 5 holes went birdie, birdie, par, birdie, birdie, and he came up 1 shot short. And that's got to hurt and bite. And we all know this man has the talent and has the game to play at a higher level, but you've got to get yourself through to status, and he came up 1 shot short. That hurts. But I do think this is a guy who will bounce back. He is very gritty. Rhett is very gritty. And looking forward to seeing what he does to play himself back into status. All right.
You want to talk about Max real quick?
I do want to talk about Max. And let's do it in the context of this. The Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine, is Max Togi-Sala. Max wins the Arizona Adaptive Open. This is his 2nd state championship of the year. He won the Minnesota Adaptive State Open. He also won for the 3rd time the USGA seeded division in the Adaptive Open. But here's the drill on what Max did at Arizona. He was the overall champion. And it is unusual at these Adaptive Open events for the seeded division to produce the overall champion. And that's exactly what Zach did. He shot -2, 142 on the Papago golf course, a 36-hole event.
I like Papago.
Papago's a great golf course. When I lived in Arizona, that's where my card was. I played Papago a lot. And it is the home of the ASU Sun Devils, where, of course, Bowen Moss and Boston Bracken are players, where Preston Summerhays was where he played. But Max Togi-Sala goes down to Arizona and wins, obviously, the seeded division. But the story here is the overall champion of the Arizona Adaptive Open, Max Togi-Sala. Let there be no mistake. Max Togi-Sala is the preeminent, dominant seeded player in American golf.
Yep.
In the not this is not Utah. Now he's a Utah and he's one of us. He's our friend, but he is the dominant player nationwide in the seeded division of adaptive golf.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. So, Max Togi-Sala, Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine, wins the Arizona Adaptive Open overall champion. Bam. Go, Max. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, as threatened, we're going to talk with Mitchell Cook from T-Box. We're going to talk about the assessments they do there and that I did this week. He killed me, Jan. He killed me, Jan.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I got to get mine done too.
All right. Mitchell Cook, when we come back on the other side, you are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Talk Golf Radio coming back at you from the mothership. We are in the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan in studio with you today. We are powered, as always, by T-Box, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. And this first hour of the show is brought to you by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com, where you can score a 10% upward bump on a gift card that you get online at slcgolf.com. A really great last-minute gift for the golfers in your life or for yourself.
I was going to say,
Just
or
get
for
it.
you.
Go get it for
No
you.
one will know.
Yeah,
Who's
really.
going to know?
And now, talking T-Box, we are joined now by Mitchell Cook, the director of fixing old fat bodies.
Okay.
That might not be his
Real
actual
title?
Let's bring him on and see what he says.
Let's ask him.
Okay, Mitchell Cook, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Jan. How are you guys doing?
We're good. So, Mitchell, is your title the fixer of old bodies?
That is not the direct.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Okay, I guess I sort of missed on that. What is your title at T-Box, Mitchell?
Well, Paul, we know that you're a player. You're not just an old guy. You're a player. So my title is Director of Player Development and Training.
Okay.
That's nice.
Well,
Okay,
that does
yeah.
sound a lot better than fixer of old guys.
But the fact is, as the Director of Player Development and Training, you are there to help, in this case, fixing the decrepit body of an old player. And I met with you this week. It was a fantastic experience. Mitchell, I just cannot thank you enough for the time and the attention, the expertise, the tutoring, everything you did for me this week. Thank you, friend. It was really a great experience. Now,
Right back at you, Paul. I know you're a busy guy, and I appreciate you coming up to find out a little bit more about your body and how you move and what we can do to move forward for you.
I'm so looking forward to this. You kicked my butt. Now I know it was just an assessment, but I felt it. And some of the things we went to. So let's start big picture, 30,000 feet. Let's tell our listeners, what is this T-Box assessment that Paul and Mitchell are talking about?
Yeah, we at T-Box really believe that knowing what your body does is the most ground and basic part of taking your game to the next level. So we really want to start with physical, with anyone that comes in to see what you're capable of, what we can make improvements on, maybe any limitations or past injuries, how they're impeding you in your movement, and how we can unlock or make use of some of those things to help you with your individual golf swing. So everything we do starts with the physical component of assessing you as a player. So that's what me and you went through, full body, maybe you call it torture, but I just call it assessment, on knowing exactly where you're at right now and what is the most important thing that we can do going forward. And that way, for anyone that's coming in to do our box assessment, we are able to lay down a path in front of them of exactly how you're going to get better. Not just, oh, you can get better with practice and with being in the gym. It's the how. It's actually giving them the movements, the practice drills to help take their body and their game to the next step, the next level.
There were several things about this that I really enjoyed, and I went in knowing full well that my main objective for 2026 is I've got to get my body right. I'm just not right as we sit here today. And I know that, and it is absolutely impeding my performance on the golf course, and I know that. And I went in expecting that the whole process would just, kick back a result that said, pathetic, go home. But it was much more detailed than that. We, in collaboration with the Titleist Performance Institute, the TPI app that you used, we ended up ranking some different specific elements. And I want you to talk about that because I thought this was fascinating. And I do want some credit, Jan. I had a whole bunch of reds, red indicating bad positions, and I knew that. You're in a bad place. I knew that. Had a whole bunch of those. But I had a few yellows and smaller numbers still, but there were some greens where I was actually okay. And I liked the way it mapped that out. So tell people about that, Mitchell, because that was a really cool thing.
Yeah. For those who aren't aware of the Titleist Performance Institute screen, it's a 16 pattern, like mobility and stability assessment. It's not with heavy weights, right? We didn't really touch many weights that day. It was all testing body positions and how they then have an impact on the golf swing. They don't seem like it maybe in the moment when they're all cut up and done individually, but when we connect a lot of those patterns together, we can really see and predict what's going to happen in someone's swing. So for you, when I'm looking at your list, I see a theme of some hip mobility and stability, but both of them, like we want to get a little more range in your hips, so that way you can turn your pelvis a little cleaner, but then also being able to then stabilize and find, let's say, like balance on one leg. That was a fun one.
Okay, let's just pause on the balance.
I failed at that one too, Mitchell. It was not good.
Okay, and Mitchell, you did this thing in the balance test. And I expected that to be something they'd test, and I know I'm not good at it, but then you had me close my eyes.
Yeah,
I had no idea how much I was relying on hand-foot coordination. But anyway, on the eye connection.
Yeah.
Close my eyes. I'm falling down all over the place.
I was just going to say, you're fine and good till he tells you to close your eyes. And then you're like, you're lucky if you can stand there
I know,
2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds is long.
It's
the eye closing.
Yeah,
But
it was truly pathetic.
Do you know what I really like about the system, Mitchell,
that?
is exactly what Paul was talking about in terms of the red, yellow, green. But they're the benchmarks that you can make, especially with the assessment. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but everyone who signs up for T-Box gets an assessment, correct?
We're going to come to that.
Okay, they do get the assessment. And so I love the benchmark.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I love the benchmark idea because then I can continuously see how I'm progressing by these benchmarks and the ability to measure them.
Absolutely.
We truly believe, like CPI, it's assess, don't guess. So then you can reassess and you can see the data improve. And we want data on the body side. And then we go into a bay and do an assessment, part of the assessment in there that we're getting data on body positions when you have a club in your hand. And then you have the TrackMan data that shows what the club and the ball do, but it really starts with the body. So we want to have the assessment start from that level so that you can see benchmarks and move them forward in all three aspects.
Yeah, it's really great. And the measurement, I love that. Assess, don't guess. That's kind of cool sounding, but it really has a lot of meat behind it. And this is great. Let's go back for a minute to the point you made in my particular situation. Lack of mobility in my hips. And boy, howdy, that is affecting so much in my swing. And it showed up in the assessment. This is a really important thing, Mitchell.
It is. It's one of the main areas that you transfer power from the ground up into your trunk. And if the hips don't quite want to move into full rotation, internal and external, then we start to slide the body, we start to move laterally, and all of a sudden the forces we're trying to use efficiently from the ground can get a little out of sync or a little messed up or maybe minimized. And then all of a sudden you feel like the arms and other parts of the body are trying to make up for it, and that's when you see some compensations happen. So yeah. I think we have an opportunity for you to build a really strong transfer point that will connect to the upper body patterns that you have a lot of really good greens on. And you have become a hands player and a field player because of what we're seeing in the lower body.
Yeah, it is so obvious now. And again, things I broadly generally understood, but now we've got data. Let's go to the point that Jan mentions here about what somebody needs to do in order to get this, and then I want to talk about baselines for a minute because we've got some things we're going to do, Jan. But how do people tie into this? If somebody's listening, going, "Hey, man, I could use some improvement on my body too, and I don't know how to do that," what do people need to do?
It's really easy. If you go to tbx.golf, our main website, a pop-up will come up that says sign up for your free box assessment, and it will get you into a trial membership as of right now. And you enter your name, your email, and what location of our local tee boxes are closest to you, because we have them all along the valley, whether you're all the way north near Ogden or in the Spanish Fork area. So you can select what location is closest to you. And we have a box pro at each of those locations who is trained on being able to take you through this full box assessment on your first time in. That way you're getting an introduction to who is the main person at your tee box, and they will take you through the physical, the swing, all of the stuff in the bay, and really get you on a good starting point to move forward.
That is so cool. Folks, you got to do this. It was such a good experience, Jan Mitchell. I had a great time. And look, when we were done, I went out to the car and I just sat there for a minute. but I know.
Because I went over and sat down in the gym for a minute.
I'm glad to hear it. but it was it was so good, and the data, having the data matters, and we've got a plan, we've got a path, and I know what to do, and I can work on getting my body right. Now, on that point, Mitchell and I are collaborating, Jan, on a little social media thing we're going to do.
Okay.
I am going to roll it out there, folks, and let you see just how awful and pathetic I am. And I know it, okay? So there's nothing here. But I am so optimistic about an upward path, about making progress here. And so I will
You're going to journal your progress?
I'm going to journal my progress. I will put out onto social media, primarily on Instagram, because that's where T-Box mostly lives. And I will journal the progress. I'm going to start with sharing all my baselines with everybody, and you're welcome to laugh. You're welcome to ridicule and mock, because I know that they are in such need of help.
Well, Paul, if they were perfect, you wouldn't need to work on them.
Well, I don't even want to be.
There you go. You want to improve.
Yeah, I want to improve. But the point here is, folks, that this path is available for everybody. Now, I will journal mine, and I'll be open about it all. And Mitchell's gonna help me with that, and I so appreciate your help with that, Mitchell, and everything you're doing for us, everything that T-Box is doing for this whole experience. But we're going to share it with people, and we're going to let you see, okay, here's the baseline, here's the progress that's being made, and then at some point in the future, at Mitchell's direction, we'll do another assessment and
see where you are.
See where
you are, and see the level of improvement and kind of what it took to get you there. I think that'd be great.
What do you think, Mitchell?
The most important part of an assessment is to have a reassessment and to continue looking at more data points. So, yes, we will get that on the calendar, and that will hold you accountable to what we're going to do between now and then.
And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, is I need the accountability. Because
we all do.
This is not a strength of mine. We're working out and hitting the gym. I mean, I go back to that great quote a couple of years from Haley Sturgeon, where some of the guys in the section were complaining about her playing a tee up, and she's long enough already. And her reaction to that was, they should get in the gym. So it was.
And that's exactly, Paul, what this assessment's about, because people know the gym's important. It's getting out there with the high-level players, some that you were just listing a couple minutes ago, that are either at Q School, qualified for PGA, or on the pathway up. But having the comfortable knowledge of having someone guide you to make it less intimidating if you haven't been in there before. And how it doesn't have to be crazy. It can start with simple body movements, because if you don't have the base of the mobility and stability, then there's no point moving into the strength and power moves if we don't have a good quality pattern. And a lot of people will sneak into, like, I know I need to work out, but they're not sure what it is.
Yeah.
And it might not be the right moves that are going to translate to the golf swing. And if we can clean up these base patterns first, then we can move up the pyramid a little bit to that next level of strength and speed.
I so appreciate it.
Yeah, stop guessing and do assessing instead, because that's what I think a lot of people do without the information. They just get on a treadmill and hope everything turns out okay.
Assess, don't guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the same way that people get on the range or go in to hit balls and just think that hitting balls will get them better. And let's get a way to actually work on it in a systemized way in the gym, on the range, in the bay, at all those places.
I so appreciate your help, Mitchell. I can't tell you what this means to me. I'm excited about it. This is an area of weakness for me, and I'm going to do it. and I'm going to
You're inspiring me.
Good. I hope we're inspiring other people out there. Mitchell, tell people again what they need to do to be a part of this at T-Box.
Log on to tbx.golf and look for our little banner that says free box assessment and sign up, find the location that's closest to you, and that will get you in contact with your local box pro to be able to take care of next steps.
Fun stuff. All right. He's Mitchell Cook, the savior of fat old bodies. Now, what?
Or director
of player,
development and training. Or that
I'm
one.
going to get both of those. I'll get both of them listed.
There you go.
And you know what? You can have two cards, one that you hand to old people like Paul, and then one that you hand to regular people.
Exactly.
You're onto something.
Mitchell Cook at T-Box. Folks, I cannot recommend this highly enough. It was such a good experience, and I am optimistic. I'm excited. I feel committed because I've got such a good baseline now, Mitchell, and I thank you for that. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. Thank you.
I commend your commitment, Paul. Most people text their best friend if they want accountability. You're saying it on the radio for everyone to hear, and that's another level, and that means you're going to do it.
Yeah, I've got to now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Mitchell. So appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me on, you guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely, you too. All right, Jan, Mitchell Cook. He is a good guy, and boy, what they're doing at T-Box, what Preston Unk and his team have built there at T-Box is remarkable. And Mitchell is an example of that. But boy, howdy, I am excited for what this will be. I'm honestly, I feel a little trepidation. This is way far outside my comfort zone, way far outside my strength zone. This is an absolute weak area for me, and I'm going to try to take it on in public view.
Well, the thing is that what you need it to become part of your life routine, and you want it to. But what you want is the correct program.
Yeah, so
for
true.
your routine. And once you start doing it, and you'll start feeling it, then you'll start seeing it.
Yeah,
and then it makes it a lot easier to do. Because for me, the hardest part is consistency.
Yeah.
I'll be really honest. I get bored with working out. I'm simply bored.
Yeah,
that's why I don't do it.
I can see that. Sure.
Yeah, I don't do it because it bores me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather walk 18 holes of golf because to me, I'm not bored.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite getting the workout I need. But
exactly. Okay. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will talk with Mike Alleman of Uinta for a little things and stuff. This will be fun. We're going to get the top 3 things coming out of Uinta for 2025. Mike Alleman on the other side. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Things and stuff brought to us by Uinta Golf. We've got Mike Alleman with us here on Utah Golf Radio. Mike from Uinta Golf joining us here for some things and some stuff. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning. How's it going?
Good. So appreciate you jumping on with us again today, Mike. Mike, we're putting coming down the stretch here on 2025, putting a wrap on the year. You guys have had a whole bunch going on at Uinta Golf this past year, and I'm kind of interested. And this is actually Jan's idea. She came up with this to get the top three sellers at Uinta Golf. How did you phrase that?
We should probably specify, because
what do you mean? Okay,
what I mean, but in hard good, soft good, that sort of thing. But the top three, and I told him to choose a staff pick, meaning what did the staff feel like?
That's the next question.
And then what was the money getter? What was the most money spent?
Yeah, items. Yeah. Top three things at Uinta Golf this year. Mike, tell us all about it, man.
Way ahead of you, Jan. I kind of figured it's not fair to just do it by just top sellers, so I kind of broke it down into a few categories.
Good. Cool. Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Top sellers, golf clubs. It's always so close every year. So I called it a tie between TaylorMade and Callaway clubs. It's always so close every year. So they always put out good product, and this goes across the board for everybody. It's not just TaylorMade, Callaway. Everybody's making a great product. It's people's preferences and how things feel for them, but TaylorMade and Callaway are always right near the top.
You're talking full sets here?
Yeah, I'm talking across the board.
Okay,
their whole product line.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, next year, get ready. We got some really, really good stuff coming from all brands again, but TaylorMade and Callaway, just get ready.
Okay.
Oh.
And also for ladies, they have amazing product lines designated for ladies. I'm talking like the TaylorMade Kalia Gold product line and the Callaway Rever Rise product line.
Okay.
So they've got something for men, women, even juniors. So that's going to be our club leader right there.
Okay.
For electronics, I've got Bushnell, and they've had a couple new products this year that came out that are really good. So Bushnell has that A1 slope rangefinder. It's kind of a compact laser rangefinder, and it's a rechargeable battery, which is something you usually see in a rangefinder.
You got Paul's attention.
Really nice. You don't have to replace that tiny battery, once every year, every year or so.
Can we take a quick digression here? I am so glad to hear that. The battery has been a fail point for me.
Because it's not a regular battery you can buy in the store, isn't it? Like a little.
I think, okay, this is a problem. I need to have one handy, right?
Yeah.
Then I lose the darn thing.
And you can't. You don't know which one to get.
It's just.
Oh no.
So, and I'm out there on the course, and the laser dies, and I start digging through my bag, and I've misplaced the battery. Anyway, I'm so glad to hear there's a rechargeable version.
Goodness.
I'm sorry to interrupt what you're saying there.
No, you're good. And so many golf carts these days have USB ports on them now, so
you
can charge
it
while you play. Good
point. Really good point. That is great. Okay.
Another great product that they had released this year was the Bushnell Wingman HD, which we've talked about on the show a couple months ago. Awesome new product that they had this year. And then the last in the category is I'm going to highlight apparel, and then I'm going to give the ladies a shout out here.
Oh yeah.
So For All and Travis Matthews are kind of our newest additions to our ladies selection in apparel.
Mm-hmm.
Come check them out because they've got some really, really good stuff.
And For All, there's big Utah connection
local
there.
Brand. Yep, local brand.
Michelle Money is behind that. So of course, Mike Weir's wife.
Yep.
So
yeah, she was one of the founders, and I think that now her partner has taken over.
Yeah, she helped get it started.
Yeah.
And look, Michelle and Mike have a
have a life?
They've got a life.
Yeah, they have a life.
And Mike's
That
playing
thing.
on tour and doing President's Cup stuff and all that. But she was involved in getting it
Yeah.
started, which
Yep,
is really cool.
Yep, it was great for her to help that.
Okay, that is really interesting. All right, so what's next there, Mike?
So I've got just a few staff picks here.
Okay.
Out of our Sandy store, the guys absolutely love the Ping G440 family. Again, across the board.
Yeah.
Yes, hard not to like.
Hard not to like. Those are
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Electronic, the Garmin R50. I don't think we've talked about this.
No.
But it's kind of it's like a launch monitor like we use in the store.
Oh yeah.
But a bit more affordable. It's not cheap by any means. It's still $5,000. But if you're looking to build out like a home sim studio, probably the best bang for the buck that you can get, where you're not spending $20,000 for your launch monitor. It's more in the $5,000 range. But we also do have some more affordable options in the home simulator range, like the Garmin R10, which we have talked about on the show, and the Rapsodo MLM2. Those are under $1,000 for your launch monitor. And then if you build out a net and a mat and a TV, you can build something out in your garage for something that's really affordable. And then the last thing is it's been the year of the Zero Torque putter, so I'm going to highlight
I've been waiting for this.
The Spider ZT putter has probably been the most popular Zero Torque putter this year, so that's going to be my last pick for one of the products of the year.
That could also be the thing that went the fastest.
Yes.
but they're back in stock now, right?
Yes, there's no shortage of them right now. So if you're looking for a holiday gift for that somebody in your life, we got plenty in stock, and we should have them at all Uinta Golf locations.
I kind of missed the boat. I was just there the other day, and we ended up buying a putter. And then afterwards, he tells me, I really wanted to get you a putter. What? I could have got a putter? So now I'm going to have to come in and look at the zero gravity putters and ride that train. I need a new putter. He's been giving me crap about my putter. He just says he hates it. So he thinks I need a new one. And I was playing with Noonie the other day, and she has a lab putter that looks pretty nice too. So I just need to come in and see it for a putter.
Yeah, I think we found the deal of the century on shoes for you the other day.
Yeah,
though.
we did too. We don't. And they were hidden in the clearance rack. Tell me about those shoes,
Yeah.
Mike. Tell Paul.
Yeah, found some Adidas. What were they? Tour 360 shoes. They're like originally $200 shoes that we found for $79.99.
$79.
Do you have any more of those?
No.
Okay.
We got the last pair, and
Okay.
I think that it was almost his size, but I think he's going to make them work.
Wow. No, shoes are an ongoing trial,
for you, yeah.
error for me. It's hard for me to find shoes that work. So anyway, all right, this is so interesting, and I'm so glad you got to the Zero Torque, because I figured that was a thing.
Yep.
so
It sure is.
that is cool. Mike, so appreciate all that you do with us here on Things and Stuff. We're this is going to put a wrap on Things and Stuff for this year, but we'll be back next year, and we're looking forward to it. Really fun to be talking with you each week and learn about what's happening down at Uinta, and with all of the things and stuff that people want to know about and people want to get. It's great stuff, Mike. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate the partnership, and hope you guys have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you so much.
Too.
That's Mike Alleman at Uinta Golf.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've seen Mike a couple times this week. Well, because the girls go golfing or going on a golf trip, so I have to get my golf stuff at Uinta.
Of course. I get it. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will be talking with Craig Norman, the president of the Utah Section PGA. And the section announced their 2025 award winners couple of these we've talked about. We've talked about Haley Sturgeon already a little bit, but we're going to go over the whole list, and there's some really interesting and wonderful stories in there. Craig Norman on the other side. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That means Utah Golf Radio coming to you live today from the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section, PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan with you in studio today. We are powered by T-Box, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Got to get yourself to a T-Box. Check them out at tbx.golf. We are joined now by one of the really good guys of the Utah golf scene. You know him. You love him. Been around doing great things at Hobble Creek forever. President of the Utah section, PGA, Craig Norman. Craig, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Jan. Glad to be here.
Oh, Craig, we so appreciate you coming on with us this morning. Craig, the section each year does so many things. Holy cow! The Utah Open, the Junior Series, all the tournaments you put on, the Beehive Tour for the members of the section, for the professionals in the state. But one of the just really nice things that you do each year is you provide awards. You give awards for exemplary service and accomplishment throughout the year, and you have announced your award winners this year. I want to go through the list and talk about them with you. Let's start with the big dog, the biggest award you give, Professional of the Year. Tell us about Marty Bauer.
Well, Marty to me is a consummate golf professional. I mean, he obviously represents his club. He does a great job. He oversees everything there. But not only that, he's a great supporter of our section. He is on our mentorship committee. He's very involved with his assistants in making sure that they get jobs that they want and gives them the opportunity to succeed within those jobs. And so Marty comes from a long line of golf professionals. He worked under Tony Pancake, who you may or may not know was the PGA Golf Professional of the Year for our whole organization here a year or two ago. You've seen him on commercials that the PGA of America has sponsored. But Marty pays it forward. He really does a great job at that, and couldn't be happier for Marty because it's very much deserved.
I want to share a personal experience I have had over the course of the last decade with Marty Bauer. Marty Bauer, of course, is the head golf professional at Glen Wild, a very private club with a national membership. And early on, Jan, when I joined First Tee, I had a conversation with Marty, and Marty said, Paul, I need to be really candid with you. You will never be able to have programming for First Tee at Glen Wild, and you'll never be able to have an event for First Tee at Glen Wild. It does not fit our business model. He goes, but I really support what you're doing, and I want to help the kids, and I will find ways for Glen Wild and our membership to help those kids. And Craig, he has done it for 10 years without fanfare, and it's been quiet and under the radar. But Marty Bauer has found ways consistently over years to support the kids at First Tee. And it's been different ways as different opportunities come his way, but it's always on his mind. And he has followed through on that for a decade. I cannot begin to say how much I admire this man and how much I'm grateful for what he has done. He was very honest with me up front. Doesn't fit the business model. Fine, great, thank you, I get it.
Yeah.
But he has followed through and found a way to make a difference in the lives of Utah kids. I admire Marty Bauer so much.
No, you look at the string of assistants that he's gone on in place just in the last 10 years that I know of, since his time at Glen Wild has started. The list is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you look at the chain going clear back to Tony Pancake and where he's worked, and he's just kind of taken the philosophy that Tony had was what my role as a mentor is to get you your next best job. So, and that Marty, like I say, he pays it forward. That doesn't shock me at all that he did that for the First Tee.
Yeah.
It doesn't shock me one bit. That's just Marty.
That's Marty.
And he's looking out not only for his assistants, his club, our section. He's a perfect example of what a golf professional year should be. So very honored to honor him this year.
Absolutely. Assistant Professional of the Year. We've noted this in previous shows. Haley Sturgeon. Boy, what in the world do you say about Haley Sturgeon? She's got herself everywhere, doing everything, and doing it all really well.
No, she there again, she teaches, she plays, she is great with the members. She was very instrumental in getting the Utah Women's Open up to the Salt Lake Country Club.
Mm-hmm.
Not only convincing the membership, but helping them raise money for the event and stuff like that. Haley's just a sweetie, and really proud. That was one of the fun phone calls I got to make, was when I got to let her know she was a winner.
That is so cool.
It really was fun. And like I say, again, much deserving. Very new to the section, but that doesn't mean she's not ready to. Well, let me rephrase that. Not new to the section, but she just got her membership here within the last year. So, yeah, very much deserved again. That's the thing that people don't realize is how many good people in this section we have that are doing great things.
Yeah.
And it's tough to single out one every year, but we try to do our best. The committee's very active in vetting out the different nominations for the different awards, and I think we do a pretty good job.
You do a great job, and I think you really scored on it. Let's talk about one that is central to the work of a PGA professional, and that is teaching the game. The Utah section PGA Teacher of the Year, again, John Papore. What a good guy.
No, one of my great friends in the section, very honored to honor John. I mean, you look at his body of work.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a disciple of Jim McLean, who we just put in the National Hall of Fame. The work he does with the University of Utah guys, I mean, they were ranked number one here not too long ago. First time that's ever happened. Just does a phenomenal job with golfers of all abilities, and very much deserving. Very knowledgeable about the golf swing and willing to share. Coaches high school golf, still very much involved there. So again, very much deserved.
Absolutely.
And John got some national recognition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And look, there's one thing about John Papore that there's several things I like in my. There's one thing in particular. Mm-hmm. He excels at teaching a broad range of players. He's got a lot of elite players he deals with, absolutely top-tier players. And then he's also really good with beginners, introducing them to the game and with kids and things like that. He's got a remarkable range of skill set there.
I couldn't agree more. Again, much deserved. You look at that resume, and it's just right here in Utah.
Right here.
Used to say, couldn't have a Teacher of the Year in Utah. We could have a National Teacher of the Year from Utah now. We're that good.
Absolutely.
Just the depth of our teaching guys is unbelievable.
Absolutely. It really is. Let's talk about an award very dear to me. I think this matters. It is the Youth Player Development Award. And this year it goes to one of ours, a first tee coach at Logan River, Justin Giroux.
Yeah, he's done a great job up there. He runs a program in Cache Valley that's comparable to, well, maybe above any junior program in the state. Very involved, moving kids around, giving them opportunities to play. And he's done it for years. Long time coming for Justin, but very much deserved.
Let me skip to another awards along a similar line, the Player Development Award, going for the second time to another dear friend of mine, another first tee coach, Rob Krieger at Southgate in St. George. Boy, howdy, he does a great job.
Between PGA Hope and the lessons that he does, and then with the St. George Junior program, there again, you look at the body of work. Rob's won this award before. It's amazing what he does with the veterans down there, with the involvement in the JAG program there at St. George City. You run out of words to say sometimes, but he would certainly be one of them. Very much deserved, and very willing to do it. I mean, loves it, takes great pride in it, and represents our section very well.
Another part of the work of a PGA professional is to help the players at their clubs, at their courses, get the stuff they need. And merchandising is hard work. And you've really picked out a couple of terrific winners, because I'm familiar with their pro shops. You picked out great pro shops. First of all, among private courses, the merchandise of the year is Nick Owens up at Park Meadows. This is a great pro shop.
No, Nick, the bar has been raised, and I say that for almost every award. The effort that goes into, because you're basically you're a front for your club with what you sell, and giving them the opportunity, your members the opportunity to buy the stuff that they're going to want. It's a real art. Even because you just don't know. Sometimes you're guessing, sometimes you're working with reps, but sometimes you just have a gift for it. And I think Nick has a gift for it, and he has a great staff behind him that helps him. So they're, again, very honored for Nick. And then if you don't mind, I'll jump to public. Chris Marks.
Yeah, please do.
There again, owns his own shop, does his best to keep his members in stuff that is, cutting edge, shall we say.
Yeah.
Make sure he has the offerings that people want. That was something I think most guys try to do, is you're always looking for that one little niche that keeps you maybe a little different or gives you an edge. And Chris does a great job of it.
He does, he's got a packed pro shop. There's lots of offerings there, and in particular, what I think this is fun. What they have up there at Eagle Mountain, they've got a lot of Eagle Mountain branded stuff that's branded in like you say, cutting edge ways, and graphically and textually different ways, but a lot of fun Eagle Mountain branded stuff that they do up there. It's really cool.
Doubt.
It's really cool.
He does a great job. Yes.
Sure. We won't have time today to go over all the awards, and folks, we will come back to the Players of the Year. I imagine you're sitting there thinking, well, wait, what about the Players of the Year? We'll come back to that, the players, in another show. But Craig, I want to finish with one that I think really matters, in part because of the man for whom it is named, who it honors, and that is the Distinguished Service Award, the Doug Vilven Distinguished Service Award. Doug, of course, we miss him such a vital part of the Utah game. And this year, the Doug Vilven Distinguished Service Award goes to Ernie Schneider Jr. Talk to us about that. Holy cow.
Well, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Exactly. I know.
95 years old, still goes to work every day, still a face for Schneider. Well, not just Schneider's golf, but for golf in Utah.
Yes.
There isn't a guy in the state that doesn't somehow reference Ernie every day in his job. The job he does, the effort he puts into it, the way he supports golf in Utah. I'm trying to remember who told me the story. I think it was Wes Ruff told me the story about Ernie, and somebody was bragging to him about he'd finally shot his age. And he asked Ernie if he'd done it recently. You may have heard this story, but Ernie's reply was, if I shot my age today, I'd quit. I don't want to be that bad. But that's my favorite Ernie story.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking, no, Ernie shot his age 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
that is so
some of
good.
us just hope to do it once. He's done it many times.
Exactly.
Bored.
Can't
Oh,
even
my
keep
goodness.
track.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, thank you so much for joining us. The work you do, the work with your colleagues in the section, it matters. Holy cow, it matters so much, and we're so grateful that we get to benefit from it. Thank you for everything you do. I'm really looking forward to the awards banquet and to hearing what people have to say as you honor
it'll
these
be
awards.
a great night. It's always a great night. It's one of the highlights of the year for us. And like I said, we'll be in St. George in February honoring Marty and the rest of the winners. So
Can't
looking
wait.
forward to it.
Can't wait.
All
All right. Thank you, Craig. All right, that is Craig Norman, president of the Utah Section PGA. I love the awards, and
Yes.
you hear these stories, these amazing people, the things they do, Jan, the accomplishments, the things they give to the game. It is absolutely great, incredible stuff. All right, we need to talk about somebody who needs some relief. I need relief, brought to us by our good friends at Duro Health. Check them out at durohealth.com. This innovative back treatment and therapy program will help you swing faster, hit farther, play better, and feel better. durohealth.com. And this isn't this week's news, but we just can't close the year without talking about Podrick Harrington and bird poop.
Okay. Well, I've been waiting all year long, so
holding your breath, waiting
Holding
for
my
some
breath for
bird
this.
poop. So in the U.S. Senior Open, Harrington gets up, he's looking at a birdie putt, and there is bird poop on the green in his line. But the thing is, it's kind of fresh, and so it's not a loose impediment, and
Oh,
it doesn't fall under the loose
no.
impediment rules.
So
And-
he had to putt through
well,
it.
no, they worked out a ruling. He was able to get relief from it. They figured out it wasn't because what the rule, loose impediment rule,
Yeah.
talks about is growing or fixed, quote unquote.
Right.
And so the fresh bird poop, was it fixed? Was it not
Right.
fixed? I
Yeah,
don't-
no, it was neither.
Needed a ruling,
Okay.
but had some bird poop.
Oh my gosh, the fact that it needed a ruling.
The bird poop ruling.
That's the relief.
And you need some relief.
Oh my
from
goodness.
bird poop. Okay, who's on us as? On Us is brought to us by Next Level Golf at nextlevelgolf.com. We've already talked about them. Charlie Hole and Michael Brennan, the Team Black Desert on Us is at the Grant Thornton. How many birdies did they make yesterday?
A lot. 14.
And
Correct.
threw in a couple of eagles.
Yeah, and I think, and again, 12 of those were in a row.
Yeah, 12 in a row. Unreal. Honest is Charlie Hole and Michael Brennan. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we're talking with Hundo himself, Colin Clausen from the UGA. We're going to talk about Winter Champs registration and the 2026 UGA Championship schedule. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah, Utah Golf Radio. Getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Be sure to check out a T-Box near you. And you heard us talking with Mitchell Cook earlier in the show, the box assessment. I did it. It was great. You need to do this, folks. Your body might not just totally suck like mine, but there's room for improvement. Check out the assessment at T-Box. We are joined now by Colin Clausen, Hundo, the guy who got 100 on the USGA Rules Committee. Hundo, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Paul. How are you?
So good, so good. Tell us the story of Winter Champ sign-ups this week.
Yeah, it's a short story.
Okay. What happened, man?
Yeah, I mean, every year I feel like there's no way these things can fill up faster. And then, I mean, I think last year it took maybe 48 hours or maybe you had the whole weekend to sign up. But yeah, I mean, Senior Winter Champs was full on an hour. And then Winter Champs, as of right now, the men's division filled the first night. And then, I mean, even the women's division now, I think there's like 3 spots left, which is crazy. I mean, that division in particular has, I think, doubled in the last 2 years. So, yeah, everyone wants to go down and play golf in St. George in March. Everyone knows they're going to be itching in a couple months.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Can I tell you my high anxiety story from signing up for Winter Champs this week?
Yes, please do.
So, I had 2 different alarms and notices set. It was on my calendar, and I logged on before 9 o'clock when you went live, so that all I had to do is hit refresh. Because I knew this was going to go quick, right? And so I get on there, Jan, and I'm trying to register, and it rejected me twice.
Oh.
And finally, the light goes on in my head, and I realize, so Colin, Brooke and I are in the process of moving, and I had screwed up. I had screwed up the address, and it was rejecting the credit card because I had updated the address.
No.
I'd updated the address in my UGA profile, but I had not updated the address on my credit card, and so it was rejecting the credit card because the address didn't match.
And you were freaking out.
I'm freaking out. I'm sitting there. I'm going, oh no. How do I figure this out?
Oh my gosh.
So I have to go back into the UJ, change my
Everything?
my profile there to go back to the old address, and then it would accept my credit card. And so anyway, I finally get approved at 9:18, Colin.
Oh my goodness.
And
Oh wow.
and while the little spinner thing is spinning, I'm sitting there just tense. I'm going, I
Wait,
might have missed this.
You're terrified that it's going to say, you're too late.
Exactly.
Sorry, Paul.
Would you like to join the wait list? And so anyway, it took me. I'm registered. I get to play Senior Winter Champs. I'm looking forward to it already. But there's an epilogue to this story that I wanted to talk with you about, Colin, because it was so cool for me.
Yeah.
You guys have a new function on your registration platform. And I was so intrigued when the button popped up afterwards. It says your registration is accepted, and then it said, "Would you like to choose a tee time?" And that was new to me. And
Yep.
it allowed us to go in there, and the people who had already registered showed up, which included a whole bunch of friends of mine. But here's the beauty part. Tommy Johnson was there, my dear friend Tommy, and there was space in his group, and I got to simply click and get myself paired with Tommy Johnson.
Wow.
Colin, that was so
Well
fun
done.
for me. And then there's even an epilogue to the epilogue. So I did this, and like 60 seconds later, I get a text from Tommy, and it says, "UGA just notified me that you're in my group." I'm looking forward to playing with you.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So I got to tell you, Colin, this new functionality you have in your platform to allow players to, in the registration system, pick a tee time or pick the group, in this case a shotgun, so picking the group, really cool. And it led to just a really gratifying exchange with a dear friend of mine. And I wanted people to know about it.
I'm thrilled to hear that. Yeah, it was a really cool thing that Golf Genius implemented last year. And to be honest, Paul, this is probably the only time you're gonna ever use it with us.
Okay.
We don't usually let you pick your tee time. Most of our championships we don't do pairing requests. We just pair players based on their handicap.
Yeah, and I thought about that. I thought they've never let me do this.
Yeah. But Winter Champs is special. We really like Winter Champs. It's kind of our come one, come all icebreaker championship. No matter who you are, no matter what level you play, you can play in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we like to give people the chance to play with who they want on the first day. A little bit more of a casual environment while still being a championship, but we'll still repair for the second day. But I'm glad you liked the interface with Golf Genius.
Oh.
We weren't sure how it was going to go.
I thought it was so
yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was so cool. And the way it all worked out, and then the fact that the platform notified Tommy, which good touch, let Tommy know in case some idiot he didn't want to play with him. But anyway, and then he immediately sends me a text saying, "Hey man, I'm looking forward to playing with you." It's just everything about it. It was really, really cool. So well done. I appreciate
Glad to hear that.
So the plan was to tell people, look, you got to sign up for Winter Champs now. We did mention it last week.
Yeah, we did mention it.
So we will take credit for all of the signups. So now what we're telling them is too bad, so sad.
Get on the wait list.
Yeah. if you were not on top of it, you're on the outside looking in. However, what we do have is the entire calendar for 2026. Let's talk about the UGA Championship schedule, starting with the men.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got it on our website now. There are a couple of those dates that may be adjusted before the new year. We're going to come out with a big announcement over social media and probably an email to all of our members when everything's fully finalized, but this is 95% done right now.
Okay.
You're not going to see too many changes to the actual championships on the men's side. We've got one little tweak on the women's side, but everything else should be pretty much the same with traditional dates there. Really excited, looking forward to another great championship season. I think, at least on the men's side, the only thing that's going to be a little bit different is the State Am being at Soldier Hollow. We are going to have that expanded field again.
Good.
Just for this 1 year.
Yeah.
It will be back up at 288 instead of the 156 that it's been the last couple of years. So that is certainly a little bit of a change, and back to what I think a lot of people know the State Am to be. I think it'll be cool to have it like that up at Soldier. Other than that, not a whole lot of changes to the men's schedule other than venues, of course.
Yeah, and that was my big question, so I appreciate you bringing that up. Field of 288, because we're at the Soldier Hollow, which is a facility designed to host championships, and does such a great job of exactly that. You mentioned the venues, just going down the list: the Senior Stroke Play at the Oaks at Spanish Forks, the Mid-Am at Valley View. That'll be a great test, as it always is. Junior State Am at Bonneville. Love seeing championships at Bonneville. I just think that's right. It's just always right to have championships at Bonneville. And then, as we mentioned, the State Am at Soldier. Mountain Dell Lake will host the Senior State Am. And then the 4-ball at Hubbard. This will be cool, getting the 4-ball at Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. I mean, I think everyone kind of has this notion that Hubbard has the best greens in the state.
Well, yeah.
I agree. They're certainly one of the best greens in the state, and especially kind of mid to late September, it's going to be a lot of fun to be up there. It's definitely going to be a putting contest in that 4-ball championship.
Yeah, I'm going to predict right now that people will miss 5-foot putts at Hubbard.
Guaranteed.
Probably a pretty good prediction, I think.
Yes, I think it is. But that is really cool. Let's look at the women's schedule. UGA championships for 2026.
Yeah, so the big thing that you're going to notice here is that we've added a women's division to the senior stroke play championship.
Yep.
We have never fully filled the senior stroke play championship. We've always had about 100 players when for a single tee start we can get up to maybe 144 or even 156.
Mm-hmm.
So it just felt like a natural thing for us to be able to do concurrently. And we, had talked with some of the senior women, and they, they said they wanted another thing to play in. So we said, okay, well, we'll do this for you. So there's going to be a women's division of that, and then we're going to be at Tawana Vista again for the women's 4-ball. As you said, Bonneville hosting the girls junior, and then really excited to be at Oak Ridge for the women's state am. My very first women's state am when I was in boat ride intern was at Oak Ridge. So that's going to be really cool to be back there.
So the Leland Naliai Berlin Long final, that one?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep, that was my very first one with the UGA.
What a place to start. That was a great final.
It was a fantastic final. Are they all like this?
No. No, I tell you, that putt that Leela made on 17, if it didn't hit the back of the hole, pop up and drop down, it would still be rolling today. But she did make it. And then Berlin struggled on 18, and they went to extras. It was a great final. No, they're not all like that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Excited to be back there. And then Darcy and the folks out at Glenmore are gonna host us for the Mary Lou Baker.
Nice.
Another great championship golf course.
Yeah.
And then the senior women's state am up at Bountiful Ridge, which will be really cool.
What a great schedule of tournaments for men and women. I really like that you've added the senior women in to the senior stroke.
Yes.
Nicely done. Good touch. It's just an exact fit. It should be that way. And I'm really glad to see you all doing that, Colin.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. When it was brought up to us, it was like, why wouldn't we do this? We've already got the venue, we've got the space, and we've got the players. This makes sense. And that's kind of what we're probably going to do going forward, looking at our championships and how we can tweak them, is where can we give people opportunities to where, it just makes sense like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that you're going to see a whole lot of sweeping changes in the near future, but you may see some more little tweaks like this to future championships to help just more players play.
Well, one thing I like about it is that we'll all be there together with the men and the women on the same course at the same days, and just the reunion aspect of it, the camaraderie aspect of it. I love this. Bring us all together. Let us play this tournament all at the same time. Everything about it is a win. I like what you're doing.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So cool. So, Colin, Jan and I have something to say to people who are listening to us talk about these UGA championships and maybe are not yet a member of the UGA.
What's wrong with you?
You've got to join the
It's
UGA,
so
folks.
easy. I mean, they literally
This is-
walk you through it. Go to UGA.org. There's a button that says join.
Join.
Click that button.
You click it.
Ta-da!
You've got to be a member of the UGA, folks. In addition to giving you access to these great championships, you get your gin, you get your handicap, you get a subscription to Fairways Magazine. Okay, that alone is worth the cost of entry. But you're supporting the game. You're a part
Yes.
officially of the Utah golf community as a member of the UGA. Must be a member of the UGA. So, Colin, cannot thank you enough for what you and your colleagues do at the UGA. We love this championship schedule you've put together. And look, in case for folks who may not know, who may not travel or be aware of what's happening in other states, what you get in Utah is unusual. This is one of the very best states in the union for providing opportunities for competitive play. And Colin, we thank you for it.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you.
You too. All right. That's Colin Clausen, the director of tournaments at director of
Yes.
championships at the Utah Golf Association. Jan, I am looking forward to this next year.
I know it's funny because as winter is approaching right now, we're talking about winter champs. We're talking about spring golf
I know.
in 2026. I don't know if it makes the winter longer when we do this to ourselves or not, or if it just gets us more excited for golf season.
You've got something to look forward
I
to.
know. I think it really is.
Growing up, getting through winter for me meant spring training and the Masters.
Yep.
But I didn't get to play spring training, and I haven't yet so far got an invitation to the Masters.
But it's what gets you through the winter.
Gets you through the winter. And now, but winter champs I get to play.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be awesome.
It's great stuff. All right. Holy cow, Jan, what's next?
You know what's next.
I do. It's the What's Next segment brought to us by Colin and our good friends at the Utah Golf Association. Stick around on the other side. We will be talking to you about what's coming up next in Utah Golf. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah. Utah Golf Radio. Putting a bow on the show, telling you what's coming up next here in Utah Golf. You just heard it from Colin Clausen, Hundo himself, that there's
Or you can get on the wait list.
three spots left for the women's side of Winter Champs. Holy cow.
There are no spots for men.
No for men, none for
but
senior.
there is a wait list. So I mean, I don't know how far you how I don't know if you're like 9 on the wait list. If it's just
well, there'll be some churn.
Okay,
You never
but like
know.
15 on the wait list is
Probably
futility.
not.
That's futility. At its
3. There's
3.
I know there's 3 of you out there who want to play Winter Champs. You got to go do it right now because those spots are going away.
I mean, it is going to get worse. It's almost like Black Friday for.
Well,
for
like I told you, I was getting nervous.
I know, and then your little fiasco with your card and stuff.
9:15, and I'm thinking I might miss. So anyway.
I would have loved to have a video of Paul doing that. Brooke, next year I would like video of Paul registering for tournaments.
Easy next year.
The excitement and the stress. I want to see it.
Okay. 10% bonus on Salt Lake City golf cards until December 24th. Go to slcgolf.com and they'll give you a 10% bump. These are digital cards.
Mm-hmm.
It is really easy. These are really great stocking stuffers or last-minute gifts. Or you might want to get one for your own self.
Well, I know if you're going to buy something for somebody else, keep the 10% card for you. That's
okay.
what
Is that how you do it?
That's how I do it.
I think the way it isn't a separate card. It's a bump.
Okay.
So for you pay $100, they'll give you $110. That kind of thing. But nonetheless, it is a good deal and something you can send on to people. The Utah PGA Section Golf Pass is now available. So go to utahpga.com and follow the obvious buttons. They're right there. The Golf Pass is a good deal, Jan, for those of us out there who play a lot of golf.
A lot of people live and die by that book.
You know who you are.
Yeah, they wait for that book every single year. I'm one of them.
Have you got yours yet?
I have not. I'm going to get it immediately.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it is worth every penny.
Yeah. Golf Pass, Utah Section PGA, utahpga.com. The Golf Pass is available. So many good things going on.
I like that it's digital too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can still
get you both. I know. I like the paper.
You can get the old school paper,
I
but
like the old
digital version on an app is available. Yeah. Volunteer signups are open now for the Copper Rock Championship, the Epson Tour event at Copper Rock. This is going to be year 6. Holy cow, can't believe it. But you want to volunteer at Copper Rock, and I know you do. You got to sign up. You got to do it now because spots will fill up. And so that's happening now. Jan, we need to talk about some girls go golfing stuff. You got a lot going on.
We do. In fact, we're getting ready. We're leaving for Vegas today because we were invited to play in a golf tournament in Las Vegas.
Tell us about the tournament and tell us about
the
people
tournament
going.
Is being played at Stallion Mountain, and there are 16 of us. We're coming from Las Vegas, Utah, and California to play. And so there's 16 of us. We're super excited. We're all going to get in today, and then we're playing early. A shotgun start at 7:30 in the morning, and we're really excited. And
so
then
what's the event?
It's for Alex Austin's A-Train.
Oh yeah.
So it's a charity event.
Okay.
And Alex Austin is a big A-Train guy golf here.
Yeah,
but he runs A-Train, which is a basketball camp for kids.
Yeah, for kids. Yeah, does great work with kids,
Yep.
and Alex is a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
he's a
So
good guy.
we're really excited to play in that. He invited us to come play in his tournament, and we said yes. And I posted it on Girls Go Golfing, and you know how long it took to fill it?
So you went out on a limb and said yes to an opportunity to go play at Stallion Mountain in good weather?
Yes, it did. So
Okay,
he opened it up, gave us 16 spots, and you know how fast I filled it? I filled it in less than 24 hours.
Nice.
That's how excited the girls are to play golf in winter in December in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
so
right.
It worked out really well. So January 9th is our
Tell us about that.
is our 2026 kickoff to the 2026 season of Meet and Golf. We will be at T-Box in Riverton from 6 to 9. We're going to do a little mini workout with Carly Hirsch, and then we're going to play some golf.
January 9th. What day of the week is that?
It is a Friday. We always do it the second Friday of every month. And you can join us. We are free on Facebook, Girls Go Golfing on Facebook. Join, and then we do everything in the events page. So we always have something going on so that we can all get together and play golf. That's the point.
Friday, January 9th, 6 to 9 p.m. at T-Box in Riverton, and people can still sign up for that.
Yes, I actually haven't posted the event page yet, so I haven't created the event page yet for it. So I will do that next week, and then we'll get it up and running, and everyone can register and get ready to play.
Okay, that's something you got to watch for there. Okay, Friday, January 9th, 6 to 9 p.m. Okay, we know that Tony and Leela Vu are playing in the Grant Thornton this weekend, and that'll be fun to watch. So
Charlie Hull and Michael Brennan in first place. Come on,
Charlie Hull, Team Black Desert.
Team Black Desert's the way to go. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and of course, the last 2 rounds of the final stage of Q School. Realistically, I think Danny and Peter and Zach probably they're out of reach right now. But again, they're playing with house money. It doesn't really matter much. They've got a place to play next year. They've got status. And so, but it is something to watch this weekend. All right. We got to put a wrap on this. Thank you so much for joining us today, and with gratitude to everybody who is a part of our show. This is Paul Pugmire saying, don't jab it like Jan.
Jan Brownstein says, chug it, don't pug it.
Always good advice. Make sure that you replace your divots, fix your ball marks, and for Andy Curtis, don't spit sunflower seeds on the green.
Stop it.
You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.